Hello, guys, gals, non-binary pals, and in-betweens out of the boxers. Anybody I may have missed? I guess I should start this video with saying Happy Pride. I know it's late, but it's taken me quite some time to finish this drawing to actually figure out what I wanted to talk about and make this year. I feel like talking about something smaller and lesser known. Since it's Pride Month and all, I kind of feel obligated, and I want to explain how it's like to be me. Who or what I find attractive, why I feel this specific sexuality fits me the best, and why I really enjoy the micro labels I use. But a little disclaimer before we start, I'd like to state that not everybody feels the exact way as the definition I'm about to give you, or just how I feel. This is just based off my personality and my experiences and how I feel. Nobody is obligated to feel this exact way. It's just about me personally. So, without further ado, I am Berrisexual and demisexual. Berrisexual is a sexual or romantic attraction to feminine or androgynous aligned genders. So, cisgender females or women, she, her pronouns, or non-binary people with they, them, ze, them, any of those cool ones, or even she, they, tick both boxes, am I right? And while some berrisexual people may feel little to no attraction towards male-aligned genders, I feel absolutely zero. Berrisexual can also be referred to as Lurian, which is what it was called when it was first made/discovered. And it's really up to the individual to choose which one they want to call themselves. It's kind of like how lesbian women can either call themselves lesbian or gay. Both work. I tried to find out what the colors of the flag meant, but I could only really find AI overview of the alternative flag, so I apologize for not using the best source. Purple is for androgyny and the attraction for such genders. The hotter pinks represent femininity and attraction to such genders, while the lighter pink represents the vast gender spectrum. Now the AI overview also mixes with the main flag colors. God, I hate this thing. But the cool tones in white represent the light attraction to male-aligned genders. Now, this begs the question, why are there two flags? Well, the community redesigned the flag in September of 2025 because they wanted it to be more cohesive with its counterpart, almodsexual, which I won't really be getting into, but it's like, in simple terms, it's the attraction towards male-aligned genders and non-binary people with little to no attraction to females, or feminine-aligned genders. This is also when the name got changed from Lurian to Berrisexual, since flag reminded people of a berry ripening on a vine. Now, I would like to make it clear that everybody can use either flag or call themselves Lurian or Berrisexual. Both are fine. It's kind of like using the old asexual flag or the current asexual flag. They can be both used, but that's kind of controversial, so I don't want to talk about that right now. People may find Berrisexual to be pansexual with a preference or omni with a preference. This, however, is not true. All three identities are different. Pansexual is the attraction to all genders while being gender blind, and often not noticing somebody's gender when they fall in love. Most people call this falling in love with somebody's personality. Omnisexual is the attraction to all genders equally. People can have preferences, by the way, while gender does take some part in the attraction. Berrisexual people very rarely feel attraction to male-aligned genders, while omni people with a preference will still feel some attraction to male-aligned genders, and pansexual people date based on personality. Now, if somebody feels the same way as me, it's perfectly fine for them to call themselves omnisexual. Again, this is just how I feel and what I identify as, what makes me comfortable. I used to identify as pansexual because I'm attracted to how people act. I'm really into the personality. I still do, but I know I'm not pansexual because I simply can't find men attractive. So then I went to omnisexual with a feminine preference, but it didn't feel right. I thought I was bisexual with feeling attraction to women and non-binary people, but that felt like I was confined in a box. This is definitely news for my girlfriend. Hi, girlfriend! Since this was so confusing for me and I was constantly changing my identity, I just didn't want to bombard her or anyone else. But as soon as I discovered Berrisexual, something clicked. I did some research and eventually came out to the people online, since my parents probably wouldn't understand, and Neither would the people I know in real life, to be honest. Berrisexual, to me, is strictly the attraction to feminine aligned genders, non-binary people, and feminine non-binary people. I find nobody with a or identifies as a man attractive in any way, and I very, very, very rarely find those people attractive. And at the very most, it'll just be an aesthetic attraction. And if I do, I usually don't consider dating them. The term berrisexual helped me open my eyes and allow me to find myself and an identity that helped define me without feeling like I was trapped. Not to mention, the flag is really, really pretty. I mean, look at the color palette. It's so beautiful. Like, I love the colors. Anyway, now this segues into me talking about demisexual, which I feel needs a lot less of an explanation, so I'll make it quick. Demisexual is a sexual attraction towards somebody after getting to know them on a romantic level, or feeling romantic for quite some time. I usually stick to calling myself asexual since it is a spectrum, and I do feel sexual attraction at certain times. Fuck my period, I hate you. But I know if I were to actually try to have sex, I'd probably freak out and start crying. My trauma, I think, impacted this, but I feel I would have been demisexual if it never happened regardless. So I use the term as a way to fight back against my assaulter, because I'm not going to let him dictate my life anymore. I don't want to be quiet about what happened to me, but I also want my body to belong to me. So, yeah, I'll be calling myself demisexual even if this isn't entirely true. This is my protest. Anyway, I hope all of you lovely people learned something today. Rather that be a new, cool sexuality you've never heard of or helping find yourself. Remember, you choose how to identify and label yourself. Nobody can tell you who you are, and every sexuality I've mentioned is on a spectrum. Identify with what makes you happy and comfortable. Please stay safe out there, everybody. And once again, happy Pride.